dead magic spells. You would be thrown to the monster, Amit. She is the devourer of souls, the devourer of the dead.
The job of this monstrous creature, which combined a crocodile, a lion, a hippopotamus, ferocious creatures like that, was to instantly devour any deceased person who was found guilty there in the Hall of Judgment.
If Amit eats your heart, you cease to exist. For the ancient Egyptians, that was the scariest thing. It wasn't punishment, it was not being able to exist at all.
The stone heart scarab, which represents the dead man's heart, is now put to the final test. A test for eternity or oblivion. When Ani reaches the Hall of Judgment, his trials in the land of the dead are nearly over. Only one test is left for Ani, one which will determine his fate for eternity. After losing the scroll of Ani to Egyptian authorities, Budge is now attempting to get it back.
The house where the antiquities were stored abutted on the wall of the Luxor Hotel. Workmen began to dig under the wall and cut through the soft, unbaked mud bricks into the house.
I'm telling you, I heard something.
No one could get in here with us guarding the place.
Make sure the caravan is loaded in the morning and ready to leave for Cairo. Without fail.
It seemed unwise to rely overmuch on the silence of our operations, and we therefore arranged to give the police and the soldiers a meal, for they were both hungry and thirsty.
Gentlemen, I have been ordered back to England, I'm afraid.
Many will miss you and your little gifts.
Budge was a very strange character. You have a good side and bad side of Budge. The good side is his publication. The bad side is what he did to steal from Egypt.
And I would like to present to you gentlemen a little token dinner representing my gratitude and friendship. Ramsey!
تفضلوا 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 يا جماعة.
Eat well, gentlemen.
Budge knows if he is caught, his career will be ruined and he will likely spend many years in an Egyptian prison. But to him, it is well worth the risk to recover such a priceless masterpiece.
Whilst they were eating happily, man after man went into the house and brought out, piece by piece and box by box, everything which was of the slightest value commercially. In this way, we saved the papyrus of Ani.
3,000 years earlier, the Book of the Dead is believed to be invaluable to Ani. It is his one guide through the trials of the weighing of the heart and his one chance at eternal paradise.
Ibimuati, Mikusi Aridushawa, Miryuka, Arimaba, Irimaki, Midushi, Digarik, Arai, Agasnata.
This was a spell that literally told the heart not to rat on you. So the spell was designed to keep the heart from saying, oh, by the way, you fooled around with somebody else's wife, or you stole something, or something like this. You were just supposed to say, no, no, you were just fine and dandy, no problems.
Some people have suggested that the heart scarab might have been a way to cheat one's way through the weighing. But I think that it represents more the concept that a person needs to be emotionally calm and ready for that to happen. You know, he needs to be one with his emotions, because the heart for the Egyptian was the seat of his emotions.
The scroll of Ani helps its owner finally pass the weighing of the heart in the great hall of judgment. His journey over, his ordeals complete, he can now enter paradise in the blessed field of reeds. In 1887, Ernest Wallace Budge is about to face the end of his own perilous journey.
Guard! Open that door! Bouge-toi, vite, hein? Stand aside. Go and check the caravan. It's gone! It's all gone!
By dawn, Budge and his treasures are already on a barge headed for Cairo and eventually London. By December of 1887, Sir Ernest Wallace Budge has returned to the British Museum. With him is the complete scroll of Ani.
For the first time, museum goers will be able to examine the entire Book of the Dead.
Though what Budge would do to it is as controversial as the man himself.
When he got it back to the British Museum, he cut it into sections that he could work with. He arranged for it to be pasted to wooden boards so that it could be translated. From a technological point of view, one can almost forgive him. But on the other hand, he destroyed the integrity of the papyrus forever.
Budge spends the rest of his life at the British Museum as a keeper of Egyptian antiquities. Most of his 140 books are still in print, and even those raise controversy.
He wrote a lot of popular books, but he wrote them quickly and without a lot of care. And in fact, his translations were already out of date when they were published in the 1890s.
Budge has a very mixed reputation amongst Egyptologists. He produced a lot, but his scholarship was not always considered sound, and his ethics of collection certainly left a great deal to be desired.
I myself, until today, read his books. His books are very important. I think that the only bad thing about Budge that he did steal antiquities.
Were it not for the massive amount of material that he published, perhaps flawed as it was, there would not be the interest in Egyptology and ancient cultures that there is today.
He has done more to popularize the Egyptian Book of the Dead and to popularize the notion of the Egyptian afterlife than perhaps any other scholar and any other text that was published.
Whether Budge was a scholar, an adventurer, or even a thief, it is clear that the Scroll of Ani is his greatest contribution to the world of Egyptology. He never makes a